Hello YouTube and welcome back to Fire Gaming Project. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the Thoma Hangout, but specifically not about the Hangout, but just about Thoma. As you can see, I have him on the screen for trial. I did not kidnap him because I don't think there's a need because he's going to be coming very soon in less than a week or around a week from now. So no worries there, I'm not going to bother with that. Also, thank you to some of my viewers who confirmed that after you kidnap him, and you can bring him around to different world bosses, and kill them, etc., and complete domains and all that stuff, ley lines, everything you can do, just like with any regular team. Obviously, he will not level up or gain any experience or anything like that. And also, after you log off the game, or soft reset or whatever, he will disappear. So, but you can still kidnap him continuously from this event apparently. So it's interesting that MiHoYo did not ban that or like patch it so that you can't do it over and over. But I guess it's probably because they're thinking the same thing, that whatever, right? Because he's coming soon anyway. Okay, so this is all official. There are no leaks, obviously, because this is actually happening. But before we continue, I'm gonna just remind everybody to please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, hit excuse me, add some comments and some questions into the comment section. And I also want to shout out to everybody else again who did comment on my 10K views video. Thank you guys so much for helping me get to 10Ks in such a short time. Definitely, I am looking forward to figuring out how to do the giveaway. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please do check out that video. It's very short. It's only like 5 or 6 minutes long. I don't actually know how to do a giveaway still because I'm still a very new YouTuber, but I will figure it out and I will definitely give you guys an update in another video. But let's get back to this video. So in this video, we're going to talk about Thoma, who's going to be our new 4-star Pyro pole arm user who will be coming on Hu Tao's rerun banner in about a week from now. So just after Halloween. So as you can see on the screen, like I said, I did not kidnap this character, but he's in my trial section. So let's just see how he's built right now. Obviously, he's 88 out of 90. That's nothing I can change. They've given him over 50% crit rate, just under 100% crit damage, 164% energy recharge. They did not give him pyro bonus. And then in terms of weapon, they gave him Favonius Lance for energy recharge. I have a feeling I know why. As with the Inazuma theme overall, all of the characters, basically all of the characters that are from Inazuma, I think maybe excluding Kazuha, majority of them, let's say, all need energy. I guess, yeah, Yoime doesn't need it either, but majority of them need energy. That's their issue. Like Sayu, Raiden Shogun, Ayaka, like lots of the characters have an energy issue, and so that's why they gave him Favonius Lance. Also because, in most of the test trial dungeons and domains, it's always Favonius weapons for most of the characters, unless they're the 5-star character with their 5-star signature weapon that they're trying to sell on the banner, obviously, right? But otherwise, they always give them the Favonius weapons, okay? Okay, in terms of artifacts, they gave him a 4-piece Noblesse set, which is great because this would allow, obviously, some party support and obviously his elemental burst damage to be increased. For the Constellations, they did give him 3 out of 6, so I'll go over them so that I also understand a little bit as well. So number 1 is when he is protected by his own blazing barrier. I'm assuming that's his shield. Thoma is excluded from this. Is when he's protected by it and it's attacked, Thoma's own Blazing Blessing cooldown is decreased by 3 seconds, while his own Crimson Oyoroi's cooldown is decreased by 3 seconds. So this effect can be triggered once every 10 seconds. So basically C1 is like a cooldown reduction for his skills. Okay, nutshell. C2, the duration of, I guess that's his ult, is increased by 3 seconds. C3 is obviously plus 3 levels. C4 is after the, I think, ult. After using the ult, 15 energy will be refunded. And C5 is plus 3 levels. And C6 is when the Blazing Barrier is obtained or refreshed, the damage dealt by all party members, normal, charged, and plunging attacks is increased by 15% for 6 seconds. So C6 is definitely like a buff for all party. So that's why I can see why in this trial they're using Noblesse 4-piece to buff the party as well. In terms of talent, so let's go over this. So, okay, so the normal attack is just a normal attack. He'll do 4 consecutive strikes. Blazing Blessing is his E. Okay. And in the Blazing Blessing, basically, he'll strike forward, and there's some AoE pyro damage. He also applies pyro to himself. And then there's obviously a barrier, so it absorbs some pyro damage more effectively, but also it's a barrier in general, so it absorbs damage. And then when a new barrier is obtained, the remaining damage absorption of that existing barrier will stack onto it, and its duration will be refreshed. So in this case, it's basically what the the preview, the 2.2 preview live stream was talking about, that it just continues to refresh and stack, okay? The Oyoroi is the alt. So basically with the alt, it's just talking about like AoE pyro damage, because I don't want to read the whole thing, obviously that's, you know. And then like, yeah, dealing it and summoning another blazing barrier, and then there's extra like fiery collapse, which is basically, yeah, it continues to absorb more pyro damage, and again, the same thing. So basically, this is just like a stronger version, and I believe this one is the one that pulses fire, right? Let's see. Yes. So yeah, that's what they that's what they mean. This one will pulse the fire out, whereas this one is just a shield, I believe. This one does not pulse fire out. Only when he attacks, there will be some fire that comes out. Yes. Okay, got it. So that's the difference. This one, when your current active character obtains and refreshes the barrier, the E, the character's shield strength will increase by 5%. So again, it's another buff to your team for 6 seconds. This effect can be triggered once every 0.3 seconds and maximum 5 stacks. So that's not bad. That's like 30% over you know, the next like 1.5 seconds or so. Okay, and then this one is damage dealt by the alt. The fiery collapse is increased by 2.2% of Thoma's max HP. So this is important to know. So that means he's scaling off of HP here. And when you, this is just fishing. I don't think anyone's really fishing anymore unless you're trying to go for that achievement of getting like 2,000 fishes or whatever, because at this point I'm sure everyone has the catch already. So we won't go into that. Okay, so then like it just seems like basically when we go back to here, like everything, the other thing that does say here, yeah, the damage absorption is scaling off of its HP, so that's for his shield, right? And then this one also similarly, it will also probably have something to do with his HP, I'm assuming, because any one of the shield characters, most of the time it's either defense or HP. Usually it's HP, right? So that's fine. Okay, and then, so here's my thoughts then. Okay, so my thoughts are, first of all, Hangout event. I think that they made it better in a way. I don't like the Hangout events in general. That's why I didn't bother streaming it. But I will say, the Hangout events are much more streamlined. They do show a check mark now. For the path that you have chosen in terms of your dialogue options, so that you don't have to redo and go through the same dialogue again and find out that you did it already. That's helpful. I also find that each branch is much shorter than the older ones. Like there's less dialogue to get through, right? Or at least when you skip it, it's faster. So I have not really been paying attention to his dialogue that much, just a little bit, but you get the gist of it. It's pretty good. I wasn't trying to finish the Hangout. I was just trying to get a hold of him so I can do this video. So yes, so how will I build him? So let me exit this because I'm in the middle of that little thing, that trial where you can use him. So I'm just going to quickly sample this. So here's his attack. We will not have energy, unfortunately, to do his ult. But basically, yeah, here he just does that, and then he has his shield, of course, right? There is no energy to do an ult here, so that's unfortunate, but that's fine. Okay, so then now I'm just going to go back to a menu screen, and we're going to talk about build. So how will I build him? So so I can't select it on this character, so I have to go to another character. I'm just going to use Zhongli as an example. Okay, so how I'm planning to build Thoma is that I'm going to give him, because he is energy reliant, I'm going to give him this, the Skyward Spine R2 that I had. Previously, this was on my Shangling, but Shangling is now using the catch R5. So I figured this is perfect. This is already level 90. It's ready to go. I'm just going to give it to him, and yeah, he'll just increase his normal attack speed. He'll have a little bit of crit rate increase. You know, and then there's a 50% chance to have a vacuum blade as an attack as well, etc. Right? So I think this is good because, you know, he's using the Favonius in the example, and he sounds like he does need energy. He does have energy issues. Like if we go back to the talents themselves and we go to the skill attributes, here, yes, he has an 80 energy cost, so he will need more energy back, basically, okay? And then just going back to Zhongli, just so we can go to weapons, the other options that are probably good for him would be probably, yes, the catch, of course, if you don't want to give that to your Shangling. You could give him Engulfing Lightning, but you probably shouldn't, because you could probably give that to someone else, such as Raiden Shogun, right? He's going to be coming on the Hu Tao banner, so he's likely, we don't know for sure, so there's no leaks here, but it's likely she'll be running with her Staff of Homa on her companion banner. So then, like, you could give this to him too if you want to use him for more damage, but I wouldn't because he's more of a support character, basically, for shielding and for buffing your party. So I wouldn't even bother with wasting a Staff of Homa on him. Okay, Similarly, I wouldn't waste a Primordial Jade Wing Spear on him either. On Thoma, we're talking about, okay? Because on Thoma's trial character, I can't access this screen, so I'm using Zhongli here. Yeah, so I wouldn't bother because, well, unless you really love him and want to use him like a sub DPS or DPS, I don't think he's that role, honestly. Previously in my other two videos, that pre-release analysis, I did say that I could potentially either give him the Skyward Spine or the Blackcliff Pole, which is also level 90 and R5, but I will give him the Skyward Spine in this case because no one else is using it right now. Other options that you could consider are, I would say, maybe even like if you wanted to use them like a DPS or sub DPS, a Crescent Pike could be okay. And Dragon's Bane is okay too because it has pyro damage, right? But Elemental Mastery, right? Because I can see that there could be reactions that can form with his ult because it pulses pyro, right? Of course, in this trial, I don't have energy in the case because we're not fighting anybody, right? And I'm not gonna steal him to go fight somebody, so I won't be able to use his ult in this trial. But just basing on my my assumption, also because I have seen other people steal him in their YouTube videos and use him in certain battles, so I already kind of have an idea. Um, he is not from Liyue, so he will not benefit from the Lithic Spear unless you use 3 other Liyue characters with this. I wouldn't bother. So again, I think that his best options are probably Skyward Spine if you lost to 50-50 or got it or have extra ones from the standard banner or whatever, or the catch if you have no one else to give this to. I think those are probably his best weapons, and then maybe Favonius Lance too. So those are his weapons. So I'm gonna give him the Skyward Spine. Next, for artifact set. So for him, they're using the Noblesse because they want to buff the party. So another set that is similarly good is the Emblem set. So I'm going to go to Raiden as an example because the Emblem of Severed Fate is one of the better sets out there. And as a 4-piece, it will definitely, it's similar to Noblesse in a way because it will still buff him in terms of energy, and also it'll give elemental burst damage because that seems like where his majority of his damage is coming from because his E is really just a barrier with the one first hit, right? So from his ult, that's where his damage is going to come from basically. And so the 4-piece set gives elemental burst damage of 25%, which is similar to the 2-piece set of the Noblesse. I am not going to farm specifically for my Thoma, so that's why I don't have any more Noblesse pieces to give him because all the other characters were using it already, and I never farmed that dungeon that much in the beginning anyway, so I don't have that many extra pieces, and I'm not going to farm for him specifically. Okay, so yeah. So what pieces am I actually going to give him? So I'll just say that I'm going to give him a 2-piece Crimson. So I already looked before I did this video. And you'll see this eventually when I actually get him. I'm going to give him probably this flower. And I'm going to give him this feather. So he'll have a 2-piece Crimson for 15% pyro damage bonus. Again, it's not necessary because he's not going to be really attacking, but he will pulse some, right? I don't have the thing here, and I don't have one here. I could give him this one with an HP main stat, because I don't expect him to be a sub DPS or DPS, so he doesn't really need crit stats here. So this is also an option that I could give him to because it's already level 16, and that's good enough for me. The other thing that I was going to do is I have some HP percentage gladiator pieces left over from my Zhongli pre-build before that I replaced his pieces with. Let me see, where is that? Here. So this one's the HP main stat. So I'm going to give him this. And I'm probably going to end up giving him maybe this one too. See, it's another HP main stat. And then this will give him 18% attack bonus, which is also viable in his case. And then for the cup, I do have a, let me quickly switch back to all. And then I do have a Pyro cup that's already, that was passed down from other characters that no longer need this one because they have better options. So I already have him built in a way because I already have artifacts that are level 16 and above already, and I think that's good enough for him. So I think I'm just going to go with what I have. That is my recommendation for myself, okay? Because I don't want to farm specifically for him. He's just a 4-star character. Clearly, to me, he is just a shielding character and a buffer for your team, and possibly some pyro AoE and reaction bonus there, but that's pretty much it, okay? I do plan to pull for him, so I will try to get as many of his constellations as possible. If I can get him C6 and be done with him, that'd be great, because C6 is where he will get some more utility for my team, because he will benefit and buff my team better. So I would definitely want to C6 him and just be done with it. I don't want to chase after him in future runs or care for the standard banner, so that's just me. In terms of talents, he will not be a main DPS for me or sub DPS, so I will only bring up his normal attack, probably either to level 6 or level 8. Obviously his shield and his ult are very important, so I will bring them up to level 8, I believe, or 7 7, basically above 6, so maybe 7 or 8. Okay, I don't think I want to like go further than that, but we will see. I don't want to invest too much into him, but he's definitely going to be a cool character. So basically, that's my potential build. Likely, that's what I just told you is what I'm going to do, but I'll show you when I officially get him next week. So anyway, that was just my quick summary of my trial and my impressions of the Thoma Hangout and what I plan to do with him in terms of building him. What are you guys' thoughts? Do you guys plan to pull for him? Do you plan to get him up to C6 right away? Do you plan to, give him your leftover weapons and artifacts from other farming, or do you plan to farm specifically for him to build him out and make him awesome? Like, tell me your thoughts, and maybe what are your build options for weapons and artifacts as well? What do you think? So please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much, and please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave me some comments. Thank you so much.